Hey everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about enhancing your beauty, but specifically about DIYs. So do it yourself. For those of you who are maybe home for the summer, or you have kids home for the summer, or you're just thinking, I want a project or I want to do something that's fun. A DIY is always a great way to kind of break up your week and maybe do something that's more hands-on. I love DIYs. I don't do them probably as much as I should, but today we're going to talk about a dozen, yes, 12 DIYs that you can easily do on your own. We're not going to go through every single recipe. I'm going to give you the highlights of what the ingredients are, but we're going to be posting the recipes in our Instagram stories and on some of our other social media. So if you want detailed information about the recipes, stay tuned. It's going to be available to you. But in the meantime, I wanted to just give a quick hello to everybody, quick shout out for everybody who's on. We are kind of counting down the weeks. I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break from producing this particular cast or podcast, if you will, every single week. But I'll be back probably later on. I don't know the same format, but anyway, well, I'll be here back and forth from YouTube. In the meantime, there are 400 videos that you can take a look at with all different sorts of information. We've been producing this for over 10 years. And so really kind of exciting to do something new, but for you all to kind of connect with what we've done in the past. So today we're talking about DIYs, as I mentioned, enhancing your beauty. Someone actually mentioned to me last week, do you know that you look all around when you're doing your YouTube? And yes, I do. I don't know, many of you know, but I'm actually working from 2 different screens and a camera. So I'm sometimes looking back forth and my eyes are going back and forth, which is why it sometimes looks like I'm darting my eyes around, but I'm not. I'm actually looking at other stuff. So don't think that I'm ignoring you. I'm not, but that's why I'm sometimes looking to the side like this. Okay, just so that's clear. We are talking, as I mentioned, about enhancing your beauty. We've got a couple of really interesting, I would say, factoids. You know that doTERRA is super easy to use as a DIY. You're basically taking your essential oils, you're mixing them with other ingredients. And I just want you to remember that you are beautiful naturally, whether you are using makeup like I am today or using no makeup at all. What we want to do is enhance your natural beauty and help your skin to really shine. So the point of this talk really is to show you some options, things that you can use. You may be kind of considering buying an over-the-counter product, but you might not need to. You may be able to do something on your own and just get the most out of it. Maybe you are dreaming, or you have been dreaming like this young woman, of the 12 best DIY recipes for fabulous skin. And this is skin from head to toe. I have to say, I'm kind of a skin nut. I want clear, glowing complexion. I want some natural options. And I want to be able to incorporate my essential oils because I know how good they are for me. This woman has amazing skin. I think it's photoshopped, I have to tell you, but still at her age, just, she looks beautiful. She just absolutely looks beautiful. And I want to make sure that all of you are able to look as beautiful naturally as you choose to. Okay, so let's start with recipe number 1. Actually, I'm going to talk about 12 recipes that I really like and what I use. And then I'm going to highlight only one very special product that I love. So if you want to, in the chat, you can start guessing what my special product is. It is not a DIY product. It's my special product. If you want to start guessing, start putting it in the chat. And maybe if you guess it, I'll actually give one of those away or 2 of them away if anybody guesses it before I get to that slide. Okay, so number 1 on the hit parade is a cuticle cream. So when our nails are dry or peeling, or our cuticles are really unhealthy, it can be kind of a painful annoyance. If you've tried desperately to bring moisture to your and softness back to your cuticles, you may have seen that people often recommend petroleum jelly, which I don't love. It is obviously it's right in the name. It's a petroleum product. We want to make sure that we're adding moisture without adding chemicals. And obviously anything that we're putting on our fingertips or around our lips is going to be ingested in kind of 2 different ways. One, through the skin, and the second, as we touch our lips and our face, we may actually get it into our mouth. So we really want to stay away from heavy duty moisturizing products. This product incorporates, as you can see, the myrrh and the lavender, and also shea butter and beeswax and fractionated coconut oil. I love myrrh for the skin. I mention it again and again in this presentation, but you're really going to see myrrh as kind of a hero ingredient whenever you're talking about skin. Now, myrrh has a very particular scent. It is based on a resin. And some people may feel, I don't love the smell of myrrh. If you don't love the smell of myrrh, add in a floral oil. So you can add something like lavender, like I'm showing here. You can add geranium, neroli, any of the flower oils will really do the trick. You might consider adding in magnolia. And all of the essential oils, the flower oils, are not only relaxing, they're very soothing to the skin. So this particular recipe, you're actually going to have to heat up that shea butter, the beeswax, and the fractionated coconut oil together. Some of these are kind of just mix or like dump and stir. Others of them, you're going to have to do a little bit of heating, and this is one of them. When it comes out, it's going to be that lovely consistency that you can see on the right. You're also going to let some of these recipes sit for a little bit. Like, you can't just mix it and use it. It's got to actually kind of, I'm going to say harden, or maybe like cure for a couple of hours, and then it'll be ready to go. And I think that's the biggest problem that we have. Sometimes I've definitely been guilty of this, mixing up a batch of something and then looking at it right away and thinking, why does it not look like what it's supposed to be looking like? And tempted to add in more stuff until I get what I want. So I don't want you to fall prey to that particular temptation. Make sure that whatever the recipe says, that you're following the directions. Next is this really cool looking strawberry lime scrub. This is actually a sugar scrub. So it has freeze-dried strawberries in there. And if you've ever seen these in a grocery store, a health food store, they have a natural sort of a crunch to them. It smells delicious, and it's going to really do wonders for your skin. You realize that strawberries have tiny seeds in them, and those tiny seeds are actually what's going to be the exfoliation element, better than those kind of chemically plasticky pellets that are so hard on our waterways. They're just rinsing out into our oceans. It's really sad. I personally, in my house, have a well and a septic tank, so we don't use city or town water. So I've always been very mindful of what kind of products I use. I don't want anything harsh or anything artificial flushing itself out into my kind of private water haven, if you will. So this is a product, or this is a mixture that I personally will use. You're going to use it to exfoliate the skin, leaving it really soft and smooth. Many exfoliation products can use either plastic. Sometimes they'll use apricot hulls, which are good and can kind of rough up the skin, but this is a gentle one. So you're going to be combining the lime essential oil, the freeze-dried strawberries, and a little bit of virgin coconut oil and some turbinado sugar. As you know, turbinado sugar has that kind of rough texture, and between the rough texture of the strawberries, the little seeds, and the turbinado sugar, you're going to get a really nice, smooth, kind of buff to your skin without really scraping the heck out of it. That's what we don't want, right? We don't want to scrape the heck out of anything. Okay, next on the hit parade are these bronzer sticks. I have to say, I have not made these bronzer sticks, but I've seen them made and I've seen them used. And the first time I saw it, I thought, wow, that's genius. So the key ingredient here that gives you that little bit of extra glow is actually cinnamon. That's what's in there. You could also use unsweetened cocoa powder, which would work just as well. You're blending your essential oils and you're putting them into a stick. Again, this is not going to be heavy or greasy or dangerous if you have any sort of what we're trying to avoid is dangerous sun exposure, right? We have our skincare, our sun care line, and we want you to use that as frequently as possible. But if you, I don't know, can't get out in the sun, I know lately it's been so cloudy here, there's been no sun to have, get yourself a little bit of a bronzing glow. So you're going to be combining beeswax, shea butter, cocoa butter, some grapeseed oil, vitamin E for smoothing, right? And a teaspoon of ground cinnamon or unsweetened cocoa powder. And this is going to set up for a while, and then you're going to be able to just kind of brush it on. I love this concept. I've seen, as I've said, I've seen them used, and I see the color that you get, which is kind of rich and creamy without being a really artificial looking. Ever seen anyone who's got a spray or an artificial tan and they have that kind of orangey look? Not a good look. You're not going to get that with this. So this is really your natural way to look bronzed and healthy in the summertime. Let's talk a little bit about, so now we're actually on recipe number 4. This is a peppermint foot lotion. I find that in summer, I walk around a lot in bare feet. I'm outdoors in my garden and indoors and out of my house all the time. I do invest in pedicures, I have to say, but if you want to either avoid pedicures or you want to supplement between pedicures, ladies and gentlemen, right? Because I know many of us go for professional pedicures or seek out the assistance of a podiatrist. This is something that you could be using almost every day, if not every day, right before bed. You're going to be blending some beeswax, some cocoa butter, some shea butter, virgin coconut oil, and I would be putting peppermint and melaleuca in it specifically for the feet. Number one is it's going to kind of calm and soothe tired feet at the end of the day. Melaleuca is going to help to work as an antiseptic and an antibacterial. So whenever you've been walking around a lot outdoors, I know I'm happy about walking around out in the grass in my yard, but sometimes I'll walk through my garage and my garage is not too clean, certainly because the cars come in and out and get parked in there every night. If I do that, time for me to give my feet a good scrub, and then I would be using something like this. So consider using, when you're talking about the feet, so you see we're recommending different sorts of oils for the feet, then for the hands and for the body. So when you think about, I want to put together some sort of a lotion or a potion, think about where am I going to be using this and how is it going to affect that area in the body. So just keep that in mind. I think it's important as we talk about different products, that the DIYs, that you think creatively about what essential oils you want to be adding into your mixtures. Okay, so here is a clay facial mask. Now, yes, I do know that doTERRA has a pre-made mask and I love it and I've used it in the past, but sometimes it's fun to do a spa night with your friends or for a bunch of teenagers to get together and the moms and teens to kind of do it. You can do these with daughters or nieces and nieces. It's really a fun project. It's pretty easy. You may not have time also for a professional facial, and you want to make sure that when you're using this, you're allowing yourself some time to put it on, let it dry, and then rinse it off gently. So this is not a 1-2 punch. I'm going to put it on and then it's going to be done. Unlike the bronzer stick, which you're probably going to put on with your makeup or before your makeup, or just as you're zipping out the door, 1, 2, 3, and out. This is more of a let's sit and relax and enjoy our time, maybe together or alone. Key ingredient in this is bentonite clay, which you can usually find at most pharmacies, and a little bit of apple cider vinegar, which is going to help to act as an astringent, tighten the pores, and really clean and remove toxins from the skin. Bentonite clay also can draw toxins out from the pores. You're going to notice once you've applied this and then rinse it off, you really have that fresh, glowy look. So you're going to also, quick recipe. You're going to combine the clay, the apple cider vinegar, your fractionated coconut oils, and then if you want it a little bit thicker, you could add a little bit more clay or a little bit more apple cider vinegar. But the combination of the frankincense, the lavender, and the melaleuca are going to soothe tired skin, reduce any redness, and also act as an astringent and a clarifier. Okay, recipe number 6, I think. So yeah, I think we're halfway on our journey. This is a recipe actually for razor bumps. So this can be used, ladies or gentlemen. Shaving is essential, or it can be essential for many people. Razor bumps are not, and they can really be uncomfortable, unsightly. We want to make sure that, especially gentlemen, I know sometimes you'll get razor bumps here on the neck or wherever you have maybe a thicker beard. Ladies, we can get razor bumps just about anywhere, depending on where we're using a razor. Whoops, there we go. The ingredients in this, what's happening here? The ingredients in this include the oils shown on the screen. Hold on one second. There we go. with fractionated coconut oil and rose water. Now, rose water, you're going to be usually find it in a health food store. I've also found it at Middle Eastern grocery stores. It's a very popular food ingredient. It is food grade, so you can feel comfortable putting on your skin. And instead of actually adding rose oil into the mixture, you're just adding the rose water. So you really have that kind of cleanness, that freshness that the rose water is going to bring to you. The other essential oils are going to calm the skin, including the tea tree, the lavender, and the helichrysum. Any sort of razor bumps, this can be kept in a small container and applied as needed. You can also kind of mix it up right away because it's really just fractionated coconut oil and the rose water, and then just a few quick drops of essential oils. You can save it, or you can use it up all at once and then just say, okay, I'm going to make it up fresh every time. Number 7 on our thing is a whipped body butter. Now, I love the pre-made body butters from doTERRA. But sometimes I just want a different scent, and right now we only have one scent. This is a wonderful opportunity if your skin is really dry, whether it's from air con or from heat, to moisturize your skin. Over the weekend, I was able to go up to Lake Placid and spend some time in a spa, and they actually take some of the Lake Placid water, which is very highly mineralized, and then they use it as part of a brown sugar scrub, which was amazing. I feel like my skin is rejuvenated after having gone through that. I don't have Lake Placid water available every day, and I know you don't either, but using some sort of a mineral water, if you will, and combining it with shea butter, cocoa butter, and a little bit of coconut oil, you can combine any flavors or any scents of essential oils that you wish. You could add in our vanilla if you love that kind of warm and toasty feeling. You could add in some citruses. I like grapefruit or maybe tangerine. I also like clementine, geranium. All of those are wonderful. This is kind of a do-it-yourself adventure because the majority of the moisturizing is going to come from those key emollient ingredients, and then you're just adding in your particular scent. Number 8 are these really fun lotion bars. I love lotion bars, and they're really fun to use and to make. I know many of you have made lotion bars and posted them online. I know a couple of you have made things like makeups and lipsticks, really fancy, amazing DIYs. This is sort of a simple one. If you are looking for a lotion bar, it can be very moisturizing. Again, we're combining things like beeswax, coconut oil, cocoa butter, vitamin E oil, and essential oils of your choice. This is kind of a flower, a mint, and then a citrus, but you can really put in whatever you want. You can measure up all the ingredients, kind of let them melt up, and then once they're melted, you're going to put them in molds of your choice. So if you had a nice little flower mold, that would be fun. These were just made in disc molds, or you can put them in ice cube trays, right? Whatever's convenient for you. If you want a little bit more exfoliation, add in some oatmeal because that'll give you a little bit of a scrub. But either way, it's kind of a fun and easy project. Again, something that you could be doing with younger children if you think this is something they would be interested in. Okay, let's go on to our idea number 9, which is a bergamot foot mask. Now, we talked a little bit about a face mask. Foot mask can be a little bit more complicated, of course, because you got to kind of sit and not move, right? A face mask, once you have it on, you can kind of move around, even if you're trying to relax, but a face mask for your feet. I like the idea of using masks on my feet because I feel that we want to draw out some of the toxins and also cleanse the feet as much as possible. There are all sorts of products on the market that tell you, oh yes, add this in and so on, but we don't want to be absorbing a lot of chemicals through our feet if we can help it. This may also help you, as I mentioned before, skip going to the spa for a professional pedicure or allow you to extend the effects of the pedicure. The recipe includes Greek yogurt, actually, some raw honey, and some coconut oil. You can add in things like celery to refresh the feet, and then your bergamot oil. And you're going to kind of put everything together in a food processor, blend it all up, apply it to the feet, and then just sit and wait. I would also apply this if I had dry elbows maybe, or knees that are a little bit more scaly, need that super duper attention. You could also use one of the face masks that we talked about on your feet, but again, you're going to have to sit and wait it out. So 20 minutes is kind of the minimum, and then get yourself to your sink or splash in a basin of water, and then kind of rinse all the product away, and then really glory in what you've achieved on your feet or your elbows or your knees. It really is a fun way to kind of sit and relax. Okay, so for those of you who didn't guess it, did we get any? Oh, we got a couple. My favorite skin product is the Hydrating Cream. And yes, for those of you, Danielle, who guessed Rose, and Angie, who guessed Immortelle, I do love those products, but this Hydrating Cream, I have to say, it's one of the OG products from doTERRA. Before Rose was available, we had this Hydrating Cream, and I try to use this at least once a day, if not twice. I was recently listening to a podcast, and the woman who was being interviewed was talking about taking a few minutes every day to just slow down and take care of yourself. And she suggested that sometimes we don't take good care of our skin at the end of the day because we're honestly tired. So she suggested, and I thought this was a really great one, when you come home from work and you're changing your clothes, take a minute or two at that point, unless you're going back out again, of course. But if you're in for the night, take that moment to cleanse your skin properly, moisturize, and maybe do your gua sha at that point. So I thought, wow, that's such a great idea. Very often I come in from work or the end of the day, teaching classes, whatever I've been doing, and I kind of jump into my house clothes, if you will, maybe my sweatpants or some shorts or something now in the summertime. And then off I go to the next thing. I'm either cooking dinner or getting things ready for the family. And to slow down at that moment and take a minute or two for myself, I think can really improve my routine. I actually have been able to do it for the last 3 or 4 nights. And I thought, this really is something that I can permanently add into my routine. As you can see from the screen, it has lavender, jasmine, geranium, and frankincense. I love the hydration of this product. I use it year round because I think it's so good for my skin. I also think it's wonderful for mature skin. So if you're over the age of 40, this is a product I absolutely would, hands down, my favorite. Okay, let's talk. I think we have 3 more, 10, 11, and 12. We have a coconut salt scrub. So again, instead of using sugar, we're going to be using salt in this one. And really, it's kind of a personal preference. If you're a person, I don't know, doesn't like the smell of sugar, doesn't want to have sugar rinsing down the drain, whatever it is, try using salt instead. It really can work for you. This is a combination of coconut oil, Himalayan salt. We want something that's a little bit grittier. You can also use Epsom salt. Remember, Epsom salt is going to draw a lot of toxins out of the body. So you want to make sure after you've used an Epsom salt scrub, or sat in a bathtub with Epsom salt, that you're really replenishing your body with water. Drink, drink, and drink. And then 15 drops of the essential oil of your choice. Again, once this is mixed, you're going to have to kind of melt, mix, and allow to sit. You can use this for quite a while. And this would be the type of thing that I would close into a jar that firmly shuts so that you could be using it on a regular basis. Okay, number 11 is a DIY body wash. Again, whoops. There we go. Love the doTERRA body washes, have nothing against them at all. Sometimes you just want a different scent. And ladies, I think you know what I'm talking about. It's almost like having a signature perfume. I love the Citrus Bloom body wash. I love the one that we've had from time to time. I love the one in the green container, but sometimes I just want something new. So this one is really based on a Castile soap and vegetable glycerin with a little fractionated coconut oil. So it is going to be moisturizing, and you're going to add 10 drops of the essential oil that you like. So it's a relatively small amount. I think this is 250 milliliters. It's not going to give you a huge quantity. So it allows you to make up something just different for yourself. Maybe you want something for when you go out on Saturday night. I don't know, just want a different scent, and that's okay. I support that. Okay, this is absolutely our last recipe, and that's our almond orange scrub. So you can clearly see this is a chunkier scrub. It does use food grade ingredients. Everybody has different feelings about what they want to use, what foods they want to use on their body. I like the addition, I like the salt, I love the sugars, all of those are wonderful for me. All of the clays, and this I haven't tried, but honestly, I like the idea of that kind of really chunky texture to scrub your skin, but gentle and mild and pure. So you're going to take some orange peel, not the orange fruit, some slivered almonds, fractionated coconut oil, and I would use wild orange oil here, but you could use tangerine or clementine or any citrus oil that you had. You're going to mix it up in a mini chopper, and then you're going to just basically use this to scrub your body wherever you feel that you need it. Almonds have been traditionally used in beauty products. They do have that natural almond oil, which is going to help to kind of lighten and brighten the skin and also provide just a lovely, I don't know, surface sheen, if you would. So I like that idea. Our orange oil, as you know, comes from the peel. Make sure you're using organic oranges or organic fruit when you make this, because what you don't want to be doing is adding waxes and crazy things that are sometimes on, and certainly wash your peels carefully. You don't want to be adding that into your skincare routine and just kind of rubbing it all over your body. Just a word to the wise, right? Just in case that didn't, I don't know, cross your mind. Okay, so 12 DIYs plus my favorite skincare product. I hope you've really enjoyed listening today. It's kind of a fun way to, I don't know, start the summer and really just, I don't know, launch beautiful skin for the rest of the season. We will be back again next week. In the meantime, look for all these recipes on mostly will be on Instagram. Some will be posted on other places, but we're happy to have you checking out all of our social media sources. And finally, thank you for having been here. As usual, I'm so happy that you're here, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you. So for everyone who's stuck around, thank you so much for having been here. We will, as I said, be back again next week with another edition of, I'm not sure what we're talking about next week, but it'll be fun and interesting, whatever it is. I will see you all very soon. And thanks again. Have a wonderful week. Bye.